Hey, I want to welcome you to another episode of the Rise of the 1% podcast where you're going to discover the tools, the strategies, and the insights to dominate and get to the top 1% of your industry. I am G Bass. I'm excited for another Rise of the 1% podcast. We are in the year 2024. And so today, I want to speak about how to make 2024 your best year yet. How to make 2024 your best year yet. And it's very important to actually look into how you can make 2024 your best year yet. I don't necessarily know how 2023 was for you, but if you had many successes, definitely congratulations on your successes. If you had some challenges, that's okay as well. It's a new year, okay? And one thing that I actually learned from one of my mentors from afar several years ago, he says that success is all about making decisions, whether it's at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, or the end of the year. Once you make a decision that you're really ready to change different aspects of your life, of course, you take action on making that decision, everything can change for you. All right? I want to talk about the importance of reflecting on 2023. So it's definitely important to look back on the previous year in terms of any successes you may have had, because that will give you indicators of what you want to double down on when it comes to 2024. Different aspects of your life, different aspects of your business, any challenges you had, any room for improvement that you need to make in 2024 from the challenges you may have had in terms of overcoming them this year. And one thing I can say in terms of some of my personal growth achievements in 2023 myself was I did work on different aspects of bettering my worldview on certain things, to even just sharpening my skill sets a lot more in different areas of growing our business, right? To even growing certain aspects of our team that we didn't actually have the year before. So those were some of the successes. So think about as well some of your personal growth and just achievements that you may have accomplished in 2023 and reflect on those. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to speak on is setting clear goals for 2024. And one thing I do want to tell you is at times when I talk to potential clients for our companies, and even some of our clients when they first come on board, they're not very, very, very tight and solid when it comes to goal setting. And so I actually want to talk on setting what we call SMART goals. You have a pen and pad, write that down. SMART goals. All right? So let me tell you what SMART stands for when it comes to SMART goals. The S actually stands for specific. You want to set specific goals. So at times when I talk to potential clients on calls for our business, to even, like I said, some of our clients, when I talk to them about their specific goals, they can't talk about, like, specifically, okay, how much revenue they want to be bringing in per month for their business, right? These are things that you want to set out for your company. Like, what is the specific revenue target? If you don't have any revenue coming in for your business, how are you going to stay in business or continue to grow and expand your business? So you want to know, like, how much revenue per month for the year am I looking to generate for the business, right? As well, if you're looking to create a certain amount of client success stories, testimonies, reviews for the year, you can even get specific in terms of setting targets for that too. Right? So you want to get very specific, okay, on your goals. And another thing as well you can do in terms of being specific on your goals, let's say for instance you have health goals. Oh, I just want to lose weight, shed some pounds this year. Okay, that's not specific. right? How many pounds do you want to shed? this year? What specifically do you want your weight to be? Right? That's what I mean by setting specific goals. Okay? So that's what you want to do there. The next thing you want to do is you want to set measurable goals. You want to set goals that can be measured. Okay? In terms of your progress of accomplishing those goals. They should be able to be measured. The next thing you want to do is you want to set achievable goals, right? Realistic goals. That's what achievable means. So for instance, if you didn't even make 6 figures in your business in 2023, then in 2024, you shouldn't be saying I'm looking to grow a $10 million a year business, right? That's very far-fetched, right? So you want to set goals that are very achievable and realistic. Now, here's the thing. You still want to set big goals and audacious goals, right? But at the same time, you want to be achievable, or you want the goals to be achievable, and you want to be realistic, okay? The next thing you want to set is relevant goals. That's the R. So your goals need to be relevant to the outcome that you desire in 2024. Right? That's pretty much what that means. Okay? They need to be relevant. And then time-bound goals. You want to have different time-bound goals in terms of specific deadlines for yourself. Right? So let's say, for instance, you plan on growing your business to a certain revenue per month. When specifically are you looking to get to that goal in terms of a time frame? Right? Or like I said, if you're looking to shed some pounds this year in 2024, when specifically in terms of a time frame are you going to get to that weight? Right? Or you're looking to get toned or fit or whatever the case may be in terms of your health this year. When specifically are you looking to get there in terms of a time frame? Not just throwing it out there. Okay? You also want to have these SMART goals. Like I said, it can be around different areas of your career, right? So when it comes to goals, even for your career this year, let's say in terms of your business, you can have certain revenue goals, certain profit goals, a certain amount of client success stories, testimonies, results, reviews that you're looking to get this year. You can also as well have goals to expand on different areas of your team, right? So you may be looking to potentially bring on a COO, right? If you're ready for that, or a CFO, Chief Financial Officer, to help with accounting and bookkeeping, if you're ready for that, right? Or if you're not ready for that, then you can do it yourself in beginning stages. There's a lot of books out there on accounting and bookkeeping that you can read up on, right? Or a CTO, Chief Technology Officer, right? Or an executive assistant for your particular business you may want to bring on this year. Right? Or just bring on more people to help with client success, customer support, help with different parts of operations of your company. You may be looking to form different strategic partnerships or joint ventures this year that you never had in terms of your career. Right? Or just looking for other areas, period, in terms of expansion of your company and your organization this year. Get very specific on those goals, right? And you may be ready for some of those roles and some of those things I just spoke on. You may not be ready, right? You just have to set the goals specifically for your business, okay? Having goals as well for personal development this year, right? So that can be reading books, right? They help you strengthen your mindset. How many books do you plan on reading specifically this year, right? When it comes to strengthening your mindset and personal development, personal growth. It could be you going through courses and getting a coach that can help you there as well. Being involved with communities that help you grow from a personal development standpoint, or going to events, conferences, what have you. Okay? As well, it could be health, which is I just talked about, a little bit about, in terms of your health goals. Okay, you know, you're looking to lose a certain amount of weight. Okay, how much weight? Looking to get toned, you're looking to get fit. What does that look like? What does the body type of that person look like specifically? Right? What are you going to have to eat? What are you going to have to drink? Things of that nature. Right? And then as well, having specific goals around your relationships. What are some of your goals around family this year? Your kids this year, if you have kids. Things with your friends, right? Networking, making connections that are value added. What are some of your goals specifically around those? And how soon are you going to improve in these different areas? Right? From a time perspective. That's really what you want to keep in mind. And like I said, you want to set SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, right? Achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay? Then the next thing you want to do is create an action plan. An action plan. So let's say, for instance, you're looking to generate a certain amount of clients per month for your business this year. Okay. What are you going to have to do to generate those clients? Is it going to be posting on social media throughout the week? Is it going to be, as well, creating content? Right? Is it going to be doing outbound outreach and booking calls on different platforms, online or even offline? Right? Is it going to be growing community? Is it going to be leveraging email marketing, SMS marketing? Is it going to be hosting webinars? Is it going to be hosting events? Is it going to be getting in front of other people's audiences? However you may do that. Is it going to be investing into paid advertising, being you at the place to be able to do that and scale your business? Is it going to be leveraging influencers? Right? It's a lot of different strategies. Well, what actions are you going to take? And what are the specific KPIs in terms of key performance indicators that's going to have to be met in your marketing strategies to be able to get the number of clients you need per month and for the year to serve? Right? And it's the same thing, like I say, if you're looking to even get better client results. What are some of the actionable steps that's going to have to take place, whether that's bettering your product, your service, bringing on client success team, customer support, what have you? What are some of the action steps you're going to have to take to be able to better the results for your clients? Right? So that's what you really want to look at there. And if it was health, okay, to be able to lose this weight, get fit, get toned, have that beach body for the spring, the summer, what have you. Okay. How many times per week specifically are you going to exercise? How much time are you going to spend in the gym? What are you going to eat specifically this year in terms of nutrition? Right? Those are action steps when it comes to health. That's just some of them. And then when you look at, as well, let's say your relationships, what are some action steps you're going to take there? If it's better in your relationship with your family, maybe it's picking specific days of the week or on the weekend or a day of the week that you do spend more time with your family. Right? Your kids, activities that you plan, right? Things of that nature. Maybe it's going on vacations, planning those for the year. That could be with family, that could be with kids, friends, whatever. Or it can even be with business colleagues. Either way it goes. Right? What are some of the action steps you're going to take specifically to actually be able to better your relationships this year? Right? And even when it comes to like networking and things of that nature, making connections, it may cause you to have to really get out your shell, get out to certain events to meet people, right? That can be part of your action steps that you may have not done as much in the past, right? Or even just networking with people online. Either way it goes, or both, right? Those can be some action steps, okay? So you want to keep in mind when it comes to these action steps, you have to be very consistent in your action steps and just be willing to take small steps every single day to eventually lead to a big outcome. Rome wasn't built in a day, it was built every day, right? So you want to definitely keep that in mind. And keep in mind as well, once you develop your action plan and you start to take action on your action plan, obstacles and challenges will get in the way at times. But it's about how you persevere through those challenges. That's what makes the one percenters the one percenters. Most people, when obstacles and challenges hit them, they out the game. They can't persist. They can't continue to move forward. Right? Those one percenters, they go back to why. Right? They go back to why. What hurts them the most? Right? Or why? What hurts you the most? That's what they go back to. When those obstacles and challenges, why they're doing what they're doing. That's what you want to think about when those obstacles and challenges hit you or you get any type of resistance, things not going your way in 2024 as you take action on your action plan. You want to go back to why are you even doing what you're doing. And you got to have some real deep reasons, and they got to be bigger than money. You should have personal reasons to even business reasons on why you're getting up every single day doing what you're doing. No matter what obstacles or challenges come your way, I'm going to push through. I'm going to push through. Right? So that's what you really want to do there in terms of your action plan. Okay? So now I want to talk about your mindset shifts for success. Mindset shifts for success this year. Okay? So one of the mindset shifts you got to have, you've been a person in the past that has let negative thoughts a lot of times come into your head, right, which leads to certain actions that you take, which are typically negative, that have led to negative results. You want to shift your mindset this year in 2024 to think more positive. Positive leads to more positive, negative leads to more negative. Right? You attract, and typically as well, you get the type of outcome usually of the way that you think. So if you're consistently thinking negative, speaking negative, things of that nature, that's typically what you're going to bring into your life. So you got to think more positive. I don't even allow a lot of people around me who are not consistently thinking very positive and talking very positive. So you got to be careful as well of the type of people you have in your surroundings and the type of conversations that are going around you, and you as well evolve yourself in. Because at times, if it's not very positive and it's negative, that can lead to negative outcomes. Right? So we want to be more positive in the year 2024 if you haven't been very positive. Start off by going at least 31 days without speaking a whole lot or any at all on negative things. Thinking a whole lot on negative things. Just staying positive. Another thing too, if you really want to make 2024 your best year yet, any limiting beliefs you may have when it comes to success. Right? Limiting beliefs. What do I mean by that? Worrying about who's in office. You're thinking about your childhood and how you came up. You're thinking about your present circumstances as a whole. And what I mean by that is you may be thinking about where you are right now when it comes to, let's say, your business or different aspects of your life. You may be thinking about your present circumstances, and you may be thinking nothing is really going to change drastically for you this year than it has in the previous years. These are called limiting beliefs, because you're actually basing future success based off of past experiences. Past experiences. That's what you're doing. Right? And so, what you want to do to overcome a lot of those limiting beliefs is, for one, you got to believe in yourself a whole lot more. You got to be confident a lot more in yourself. It costs $0 to believe in yourself. One thing that helps me keep a lot of faith as well is, and this is very spiritual, but it's true, we're all made in the image of God, in terms of my perspective, right? That's my perspective. The most powerful. So with that being said, with what God was able to accomplish, if we made in the image of Him, we were put here to accomplish big things as well. And I don't necessarily know if you pray to God or not. I'm just throwing out there my perspectives. So you got to really believe in yourself, your abilities, your capabilities. Another thing too is just consistently educating yourself on people that have already been very successful in different areas of your life that you're looking to get better in, or even your business. Educating yourself, studying them, reading biographies, looking at documentaries. That's something that I do. That raises your belief, because if it's been done by other people in terms of bettering different areas of their lives, or even, like I say, their businesses, it can be done by you as well. It can be done by you as well. So these are ways to actually overcome your limiting beliefs. Right? Now we're going to talk about some productivity tips for 2024. And we're going to talk about how to get the most out of your time in 2024. So one of the things I want to speak on in terms of productivity, because I don't really believe a whole lot in you can manage your time, right? I believe in just being highly productive with the time that you actually have. So one of the things that I would share on here that actually even helped me better my own productivity over the years is identifying the most high value tasks for your day. Right? The most high value tasks. And if you're currently growing a business at this time, there's a lot of different tasks that can be high value. I'm just going to speak on some though. If you're like in the beginning stages of your business journey, a lot of your time should actually be put into generating clients in the beginning. A lot of times people are spending a lot of time on like building out websites, getting logos, right? You know, making sure every single piece of paperwork is intact when it comes to their business, things of that nature, getting their office straight, all this type of stuff, and haven't even generated a paying client. So if you're in the beginning stages of entrepreneurship and business, you need to be focusing on generating clients. So we call those RGAs, revenue generating activities, daily, especially when you're in the beginning stages. Most of your time should be focusing on generating leads and getting a paying client that you can serve with your product and service. All right, once you start to get those clients, delivering the best service with your product and service to those clients. That's what should be what you're focusing on a daily basis, especially, like I say, in the beginning stages of entrepreneurship and business, right, in terms of high value tasks. Now, as you start to get those things all the way solid and you're a little bit more experienced and advanced in business, of course, the high value task can shift, right? It could be on, yes, making your product or service a whole lot better, right? It could be on focusing in on hiring out on different aspects of your team and training up on different aspects of your team, right? It could be focused on strategic partnerships and how to make those the best, right? And just different areas of innovation and expansion when it comes to your company. Those can be the most high value tasks as you become more experienced and advanced in business. So it just depends on where you are. So another thing in terms of productivity tips throughout your day is, for one, not spending a lot of time scrolling on social media, being so involved in other people's lives, right? Make sure you're using social media and not necessarily using you for a whole lot of your time, right? Social media is definitely impactful in terms of, yes, making connections, keeping up with certain people that you may have love for or that you just like to be connected with, things of that nature, to, of course, as well growing your business. It has great attributes from a positive standpoint, but just make sure you're not overly consuming it in terms of using too much of your time just mindlessly scrolling through the day. That can drain a lot of your time and your productivity. Okay, another thing I share with you as well, which is I share with a lot of our clients that we actually work with in our high-level Black CEO Society, is not taking a lot of random phone calls throughout the day. This is when you're actually working your business, doing business hours. Not taking a lot of random phone calls, a lot of random texts, things of that nature, or getting into gossiping throughout your workday, stuff like that. That can drain a lot of your time. Another thing, if you're making over $10,000 a month in your business, it's a lot of things you could delegate. What do I mean by that? Well, instead of cooking your own meals, you may want to use meal prep. That can save you time, right? You also, as well, instead of cleaning your own house, you maybe can hire a cleaner. That can save you time, right? One of my coaches in the beginning stages of me actually getting a business coach told me that if you're over the age of 18 years old, and he said you're cutting your own grass, you're robbing a teenager of a summertime job. He said that if you feel that your time is valued at more than $10 an hour, why are you doing $10 an hour work? Right? So if you want to be very productive as an entrepreneur, you got to learn how to eliminate and delegate specific tasks. Right? So that can even be the same thing when it comes to washing your clothes. You may want to use dry cleaning. Right? Things of that nature, just to free up more of your time. Right? Free up more of your time. As well, even when it comes to your business. Let's say, for instance, you're consistently generating leads through multiple channels to grow your business. It may be time in 2024 to put some appointment setters in place to help you with setting appointments. If your calendar is staying full with sales calls and you have a high conversion rate of those sales calls, it might be time to hire closers. Right? That's delegating. That's freeing up time. Right? If you have a great product or service, clients are getting great results, and you have a tight sales process, as well that's converting leads over to clients without you, it may be time as well to delegate some of your client success and customer support. Right? These are just different areas. There's a lot of different areas you can delegate, even when it comes to your business. But these are just some examples. Right? So that's how we want to look at productivity. Now let's talk about building healthy habits. Building healthy habits. So I want to talk about daily routines. Daily routines. So what I want to do is actually share with you what I call morning success ritual. This is actually something that I learned many years ago from a very successful entrepreneur who was coaching me at the time, and I implemented it in my life at that time. This was years ago. This was back in like 2014. And it literally has changed everything for me for many years, and I've also shared it with many of my clients that have went on to get great results in different areas of their lives and even their businesses over the years. Right? Morning success ritual. Routine is what you want to have. Okay, so I'm going to share with you mine. Now, here's the thing. When I share with you mine, this does not necessarily mean this has to be your morning success ritual. You may just pull some things from it that you may have not been implementing. Right? You don't have to do exactly what I do. I'm just going to share with you what I do. So the first thing I do when I get up, I typically get up these days at 6 a.m. And typically when I get up, the first thing that I do is I, of course, groom myself, do all my grooming. After that, I pray. Right, I do prayer first thing in the morning before I do anything else after grooming. The next thing I do is I throw on my gym clothes, I go straight to the gym. Right, and I work out 6 days a week at minimum. Sometimes I work out on Sundays. But 6 days a week minimum, I hit the gym. Right, while I'm in the gym, a lot of times, instead of listening to like music, what I do is I either listen to some form of personal development, or at certain times I listen to like content, like podcasts, interviews and content, or at times as well, I just listen to different things that I can do to better certain skill sets I'm looking to get better at while I'm in the gym, working out. A lot of people say they don't have time to learn. That's a time to learn if you go to the gym, or when you drive in your car, things of that nature, turn your car to a university on wheels. Right? These are things you can do. So I don't necessarily have to drive my car because my gym is downstairs in my building. So what I do is after I finish working out, I go upstairs. I typically drink a protein shake, I eat fruit, and then I hit the shower, right? After I shower, typically what I would do is put my clothes on, go sit at my desk, right? Because I'm actually back working from home. I was in the office, by the way, in 2023. Now I'm back working from the house because that's a choice that I actually made for myself. And I had worked from home for years, even before I got out of office. But I decided to go back to work from home for now. But what I will say is I sit at my desk, and then typically what I do is devotion. So I study scripture out the Bible. And then from there, what I typically would do is I review my goals, and then I get to work. Right. Now, I tell you this, for some years I did what they call affirmations. This was years ago. I don't do them anymore because I don't necessarily need a whole lot of motivation to really be very productive in my business throughout the day. Because I did affirmations for many years, where I actually pretty much spoke things on index cards that I actually had wrote down that I wanted to be in my life, right? Or who I wanted to become, or the type of mindset I needed to have to become who I needed to become, or who I wanted to become, right? So I did that for many years. Many of my clients do affirmations to these days. I actually share with them some of my affirmations, and they use them and they love them in terms of their morning success ritual to really be able to get their day going on the right foot. So the next thing I want to speak on is cultivating a supporting network in 2024. So I've spoken on this in the last Rise of 1% episode in terms of your network being your net worth, right? So this year, you want to get to greater levels in terms of your career, in terms of business. You got to hang around those that are where you want to be at. You got to get into those inner circles, get the information, right? develop an action plan to execute on what you learn out of those different circles. Right? You want to be around people who inspire you, uplift you, encourage you, support you. That's who you really want to be around. I know that's who I surround myself around with. Right? And the same thing if you want to get better in terms of your health, you want to surround yourself around people who are focusing on bettering their health, right? In different areas. They want to get you a workout partner if you're looking to really get into that gym this year, right? That's something you can do. It helps as well in terms of accountability, right? And that could be from business to even health, right? So these are just some of the things you want to do in terms of cultivating a supportive network, right? And another thing too is you want to have mentors, right? And I don't recommend having over 3 mentors because you start to get too many perspectives from too many people. But mentors don't necessarily have to be what we call coaches. Coaches, typically you make some type of investment from them to coach you. Mentors typically is not really an investment financially. Most of the time, it's just someone who really believes in you and wants to pour in you and pass on knowledge and just mentor you in different areas of your life. That's typically who mentors are, right? And when it comes to getting mentors at times too, because I know I get this question at times, is at times when it comes to seeking out mentors, right? Someone who you may want to mentor you, you may have to come to them with some type of value add, like some type of way you can add value to what they got going on. So I actually want to share with you how I actually got one of my mentors when I was in the entertainment business. So I had been throwing parties with my guy named Smurf here in Atlanta for a while, but I actually wanted to really take my party and promotion business to the next level in terms of getting more celebrities and getting more into that side of the business to come out to parties and stuff like that. So at that time, I actually had connected with my guy Easy here in Atlanta. He was throwing a lot of the parties, especially on the side of the town that I'm actually from in Georgia, which is Decatur. He was throwing like a lot of the big parties with celebrities. And so I actually remember he was going to be throwing a party at this club called Club Obsessions on Glenwood Road, which is actually the street I actually grew up off of in Decatur. And he was actually going to be bringing Waka Flocka Flames to perform. And so what I did was I said, hey, Easy, I want to put together a VIP list for your party this Saturday at Club Obsessions. I'm going to see if I can get around 100 people on the VIP list just to show you what I can do, because I want to really build a relationship with you. So I didn't ask him for any money or anything. Long story short, me and my team at the time, my company was Hard Hitters Productions Incorporated. Me and my team at the time, we actually put together this VIP list, over 100 people actually. A lot of people showed up off of that list. And I can tell you this, Easy actually gave me a paycheck at the end of the night just because. I didn't even ask him for anything. Just because of doing the work and really showing them what we can do and not even asking for anything. And from there, he actually became a mentor of mine in entertainment business and even business in general. And that actually led to me becoming more successful in the entertainment business, and a lot of things I learned from Easy I've been able to apply as well to other businesses that I've done over the years too. And that's how I actually got my mentor. Yeah, so that's actually how Easy actually became one of my first mentors. So the next point I actually want to talk about is embracing change and adaptability. So, you know, in 2024, it's a lot of things going on right now. You have the AI going on in terms of artificial intelligence. Of course, as well as always, more and more innovative ways out here just to be able to grow your business, whether that's online, offline, what have you. I just recommend, if you want to stay ahead of the curve in 2024, be prepared to be adaptable, right? You don't have to know every single thing, but you need to be some type of educated on different shifts or changes that's happening within the space, right, that you're in. Okay? Or else you may end up like Blockbuster, right? How they were when it came to Netflix coming on the scene, right? Now they're no longer around because they didn't want to adapt to the new way of doing business when it came to video, right? Movies and things of that nature. So you definitely want to do that. Now, the last thing I want to actually speak on is you want to celebrate your milestones and your progress as well throughout the year, right? So I definitely encourage you to have a system for when you actually are hitting specific milestones or you have certain wins, right? And that could be each day through your week, or it can even be each week. It could be each month, or it could be each quarter, or what have you, right? But you want to reward yourself, right? Whether that's at times, let's say you hit some goals in terms of your health, right? You've been very consistent with workout, eating right. You know, you may have that cheat day from time to time just to enjoy yourself, right? Or when it comes to as well, like I say, your business, right? Let's say you hit certain milestones. You got a certain amount of clients, or you got a certain amount of new client success stories, right? Some new results, some new reviews, case studies from clients that are pleased with your products and services. You may want to reward yourself, right? Maybe go and enjoy yourself with some of your most favorite hobbies that you may have, right? Or just going out with family and friends and just enjoying yourself. Or each quarter rewarding yourself for some type of trip or vacation or something like that. It's been an outstanding quarter, right? So you want to make sure you're doing that as well. So now I want to get into our 1%er of the week. Our 1%er this week is a very unique individual. I actually got a chance to speak with this gentleman personally because he's actually a friend of our family. My mom and uncle actually went to school with this gentleman in Miami, Florida at a very younger age. So I was actually able to speak to him on a call. I actually was out in San Diego, California at a conference, and my aunt actually set up a call for me to speak with this guy. And I remember when I actually came on a call with him, the first thing he said was, "Gerald, you have greatness within you." It's the first thing he said to me on the call, and I never forget as well as I told him a little bit about what I had going on because he wanted to know about, you know, what I was doing at that time specifically and things of that nature. And he asked me as well on the call, you know, did I have any specific questions for him? And I never forget, I told him, well, I do have some, but I like to maybe set up lunch with you sometime because he actually had relocated to Georgia in terms of the state. And he said, well, we can do that, but why you have me here on a call? Go on and ask your questions. We never know what tomorrow holds. So you gotta seize the moment that we're here right now on this call. And that was a big lesson to me that day on that call. That was a big takeaway. And I did went on to ask him some questions right then and there, and he gave me some answers. But this guy's actually been an American politician and one of the greatest motivational speakers of all time. He's also an entrepreneur, a business owner, and a father as well. And the 1% of this week, let's give it up for Mr. Les Brown.
Life is hard. See, it's hard when you are 49 years old, been working on a job for 17 years, and they come in and tell you you're finished and give you 1 week severance pay. And you got to start all over again. It's hard when you are married and raising children and your children are crawling and your husband dies unexpectedly. It's hard handling just the tragedies of life. It's hard when you're working on something and you put everything you have in it and it doesn't work out. You lose your money and other people's money. It's hard. It was rough when I lost my job, and I could not find a job. It was humiliating and embarrassing, borrowing money And then I couldn't pay the money back when I told them I would. That's rough. How people look at you, how they respond to you. It's very hard. It's humiliating. Here's what I discovered that happens to you in life, that you will go through things, and while you're going through them, you can't understand why it's happening to you. But after you go through it and you get back and you look at it and you say, oh, now I understand why I needed that lesson. Have it ever happened to you? Raise your hand. Has it ever happened to you that I couldn't understand it then, but after I got through it, then I saw that that was preparing me for bigger and better things. As you go through the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you, don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. See, easy come, easy what? Easy go. See, but when you go at what you're going to deal with and you deal with the difficulties of it, when you handle those hard things close at hand, making those hard decisions right now that you don't want to make, learning those things that you don't like to do, but you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, this is one of the hoops that you have to flip through. And I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do, do it, because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender and say, okay, all right, I cooperate, okay, I learned, okay. They had to wear me out a long time. So if it's hard, then do it hard. Now, how do you hang in there during the hard, difficult times? Les, you must have faith. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas, unquestionably. You've got to have faith, and that faith gives you patience. That it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years. Because at any time, had that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. You know that's how people are going to do you? So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dream? It's good. And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People are going to do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. And when it began to happen, they stopped laughing. They said, look. Whoa, look here. Look how, hey, man, you know, I know you can do it. Look here, you got a job here? See, during those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll. During those times when you failed and things didn't work out, they were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. the kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. People know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You knew it was hard, but you did it hard.
So that's a message from Mr. Les Brown. Great message, powerful message as always. So with that said, I basically have shared with you a lot of different things that you can do to make 2024 your best year yet. I would definitely recommend you share your biggest takeaways from this episode in terms of what are some of the things you're going to do based off some of the things I may have shared in this episode, and just things, period, that you're looking to do in 2024 to make this your best year yet. Also, if you're listening to this on iTunes, Spotify as well, and you got a lot of value from this, make sure you hit 5 stars on it. If you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as I'll be dropping a lot more episodes just like this. We got a lot more coming as well. And also feel free to share this around with anyone else you feel can benefit. And right now, if you're a black coach, consultant, course creator, a service provider, and you're looking for strategies in 2024 to be able to pack your calendar with qualified appointments, be able to scale up to that 20K, 50K plus a month level in under 60 days without paying ads, it's actually going to be a link to a free case study in the description of this podcast. Make sure you click on that link and you can go and get access to an absolute free case study on how to do that. With that said, this is Gerald Bass with the Rise of 1%. Have a phenomenal day on purpose.